Welcome to DWBI Adda channel. Please subscribe for latest training videos.
Hello and welcome to the session on multiple linear regression using Python. Today we'll be discussing about data preparation steps before we start a multiple linear regression. Let's try to understand the data we'll be working on today. This is the data of the housing price details about a county, which is the King County in United States. Here I have many attributes: the ID of the customer, the price of the house, square feet area, and many other attributes. So the column B, which is the price, is my dependent variable and all others are independent variable based on which I would like to predict the price of the house. Looking at the data, I can ensure that the column ID, which is nothing but a unique ID given to each customer, is not a relevant column for me. It doesn't play any important role in predicting the price of a house. So I can get rid of that. For looking at the other attributes, I have another attributes: the zip code, latitude, and the longitude. Now, I know this data belongs to a particular county in the United States, which is the King County. So that means the zip codes would more or less be similar and to each other, and the latitude and the longitude also will be more or less the same for each record. So I don't think that would make much difference to make a prediction for the price of the house. So I would like to get rid of these columns as well. Let's look at the code. I make a data frame which is called the housing, and I load the data set into this data frame, and I drop the columns which is not needed for me: the ID, latitude, longitude, zip code. Axis is equal to 1, in place is equal to true. Now this might change for different type of data. Depending on the information of the data which we have from the prior, we might have to take a decision on which are the attributes which are useful and which are not. Accordingly, we can drop them. Let's look at the second data preparation step. There are certain columns which are categorical and have a yes/no value. For example, the main road. If the house is near the main road, the value goes yes, otherwise it's a no. The same holds good for a basement. If it has a basement, yes or no. Similarly, I have many other attributes, but this might not be the right data for me to make a prediction, because we need a data in numeric format in order to make a prediction. To handle that, I convert this data to a binary format, which means I convert all the yes to 1 and all the no's to 0. So this gives me a nice binary format, and the data will be ready for my prediction. Once I do all the conversion, I would like to see how my data looks like. So I do a housing.head. Now I see the data is in a nice numeric format for all the columns, except for one column, which is the furnishing status. Now the challenge for this furnishing status is I have 3 unique values for this particular column: the furnished, semi-furnished, and unfurnished. I just cannot make a binary conversion for this because I have 3 unique values. There is a different way to handle this, and that is called dummy variable creation, or a one-hot encoding. Let's understand what a dummy variable creation is. Let's take a sample record first. For example, I have a record which captures the state of the customers, and these are the unique states: Arizona, California, Delaware, and Ohio. Now, in these states, I know there are 5 unique states out of all the attributes. So what I do is, I do a transpose of the unique values and capture them with a 1 or a 0 depending on the record. For example, if a record contains a state as California, I will keep the California column as 1 and others as 0. For example, I would look for the attribute which has a state as Delaware. So I just keep the Delaware state as 1 and others are marked as 0. By doing this, I can actually convert a categorical variable which has more than 2 categories into a nice binary format. We need to notice here, if the number of unique values is n, so this will give rise to n n columns additional to the columns which we already have. Now let's look at some improvisation techniques. If I notice the last column, which is Florida, this becomes 1 when all other states are 0, which means if I have the condition which says zeros for all the states, that definitely means it's nothing but Florida. So by this logic, I can actually get rid of the column which is Florida, because this means all the zeros means it's a state of Florida. So that will be understood by the code, and this will improvise the performance of the code. So now for any one hot encoding or a dummy variable creation, the number of additional columns will be equal to n minus 1, where n is the number of unique records I have in the column for which I am creating a dummy variable. So let's try to implement the same thing in our data set. We have a column called furnishing status. So I'll do a pd.getDummies for this, and that would create a nice data frame which has 3 columns and all the ones and zeros to it. But as I said, I would like to remove any one of the columns because others are 0 means that particular column. In this case, I would like to drop the first column. I'm free to drop anything. I can drop the last, I can drop the middle, but in this case, I choose to drop the first one. So I do a drop first is equal to true while I do a pd.getDummies and then concatenate it with my original data frame. Now let's look at the data right now. I do a housing.head, and this shows that there is nice 2 columns additional created with the binary variables for the categories which I have under furnishing status. Now I can realize that I don't need this particular column anymore. The data for this column is already captured in these 2 additional columns. So I'll drop the column which is furnishing status. That's what I do over here. In place is equal to true. I do a housing.head once more to have a look at the variables which got created, and I see nice binary structure and numeric format of the entire data set. Now this data set is ready for my prediction. Before I make a prediction, let's try to understand if I can conclude any further details apart from the details which I already have. We can do this by creating a new variable which is also called a derived variable. For example, in my case, I have square feet area and I have number of bedrooms. So I can compute the area per bedroom for each flat. This could be a driving factor for my price prediction as well. So I just add one more column which says area per bedroom, and I divide the number of bedrooms with the square foot area. So now that gives me the area per bedroom, and I believe that could be a driving factor which will have an impact on the pricing of the house. One more variable I can think of is the number of bathrooms I have per bedroom. I see there is a variety of data over here. In one record I have 4 bathrooms for 4 bedrooms. In the other one I have 2 bathrooms for 4 bedrooms. I believe that could also be a driving factor for the prediction of my house. So I will just add one more column which is BB ratio. Here I have the ratio of the bathrooms per bedrooms. The number of bedrooms I have for the bathrooms. I do a housing.head once more. Let's see if my additional attributes have been created or not. Yes, I see 2 more additional columns, which is area per bedroom, and the other one is the bathroom to bedroom ratio. Now these are not the only variables that I can create. I can think of many other attributes which might have an impact on the pricing. So now this information comes purely on the basis of the knowledge of the data. So based on the domain knowledge, we can try to come up with different variables, and that would add to the strength of my linear regression model. Let's try to understand one more feature, which is the scaling of the feature. Now, let's say I have to predict, I have a data about the health data of many people. So one of them is the height, and the other one is, let's say, the weight. The height is in meters and the weight is in kgs. So I'll have the data like 1.5 meters, 1.4 meters, 1.6 meters. That would be my average data for the height. and the average data for my weight could be like 60 kgs, 70 kgs, 80 kgs. Now, will it be wise if I try to predict a model with the height and the weight which is in this format? It might not be a good idea, because the height cannot be more than, let's say, 2 meters, or maybe at the max 2.5 meters, but the weight can go up to 100 kgs or maybe more than that. So the scale in which I am comparing the data is not right. In some of the data, I might have the height in centimeters, so that will go to 150 centimeter or maybe 170 centimeter, and I have the weight which will be 60 kgs, 70 kgs in that scale. So now, in order to bring them to a nice format, we have something called the scaling of the features. There are two techniques, which is normalization and the other one is called the standardization. We'll follow the method of normalization in this dataset. As a part of normalization, what we do is we subtract each value in an attribute with the mean of the attribute, and then divide it by the difference between the max and the mean. This gives me a nice normalized data which is in a proper scale, and that would give me the data to be ready for use in the linear regression. So I just create a method for that, which is normalize, and I pass all the variables of my housing dataset to the function, and that gives me a nice normalized scaled data which is ready for the modeling of the multiple linear regression. Thank you.